Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. Devin Dorito here in the house. Man. Mic check, 1 2 1 2 1 2. I was just testing out the mic and we are here. So, my name is Dennis Dorito, also known as Devin Dorito. Just recently just concluded the ALX software engineering program, and man, it's been a journey. I must say it's been a really very long journey, and I've just learned so many things along the way, made a lot of friends along the way, and man, just the whole experience was just great. Okay, number one, I must say, when I joined, I wasn't even sure that I didn't have like any background on like what I was going to look at or like what I was going to expect, especially when it came to like the whole program. But I don't know. I just had that gut feeling. I just knew that this was a very good move for me, especially considering the fact that I was just a bit stagnant in the job search. And man, it was just a very good opportunity for me to be able to like understand and be able to just hone in and just fix up on like some great areas that I had. And oh yeah, and let me just see on the chat. I can see Nahima Madei. She said hello. Thank you. Thank you for joining the show. Right now we only have like two viewers. But anyway, I I think I'm gonna have to get used to this because I majority of the time I just make videos. I just make videos and just post them on this channel. But hopefully when time progresses I can just make this thing a regular thing. Just tell me what you think in the comment section if you want me to make this thing a regular thing. But of course, I'm just gonna make it regular because I love going to just to live stream and just talking my, just speaking my piece and being able to just connect with guys. And also, I'll be pinning the StreamYard link in the comments. So feel free to join. Can join. Just pin it there. You can just pin it there so that you can, join in the conversation. But man, it's been fun. I even made a series in this channel just talking about what to expect, what you need to know, especially from all the way from month 0 to month 12. And it's been long. I did like the whole foundation was took 9 months. Then the specialization took 3 months, which actually concluded this Sunday. So the validation for like the marks that I got in the project presentation, they will get validated tomorrow. Then they'll communicate to us like the way forward, like on the certificates, on the like the graduation date, which I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be virtual. Like what I've seen from like the previous cohorts, I've seen like my very good friend, he graduated in cohort 8 this past July, and he finished coursework in July. Then in August, that's when he just went and just finalized, and he just got that graduation. Told him congratulations. I'm pretty sure he got his certificate. Then it's just off to the job search. So right now it's just relaxing a bit, just polishing up on some few things on my resume, and just looking and keep my eyes open and also keep my ears open on new opportunities because man, it's right now I'm just looking towards just using my newfound skill set. I remember I even made a video when I got ALX accepted. Sometimes it looks just look back at it and I just marvel because that time I didn't even know what to expect. When I joined in, I was like, man, this is just something new. This is a software engineering boot camp. I have no idea um, what it entails, but I'm pretty sure, like with my previous skill set, because I did a bachelor's degree in business information technology, I knew for a fact that it wouldn't be that much of a hassle or a challenge because I already know like some fundamentals, and I was very passionate with tech even before like even I joined campus. So I knew this was something that I'll be able to just come in and just contribute and be able to understand easily. So I just came in. I had took some time in convincing my family about like joining. Then I just took that big leap. I just believed in myself, and I just believed in learning new things from the program. And it was intense at first. I just had to make sure I had like a couple of things to be able to set up so I can be able to understand how to navigate into the program, which was just kind of hectic at the time. Then I just kicked in month zeros, the probation period, learned a bit of C in there, then also just polished up on some Bash was actually something that caught me off guard because I've used Linux for many years now, since like 2015 when I had my first machine. So I had a basic view on how commands worked. I knew the basic commands, but like the other commands that I didn't know of, that's when I just looked at that, and I that's when I learned these commands actually they 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 get used in other places. Like there's so many. It's actually so many commands that you get exposed to, like when you do new things. So I got exposed to that. I just went in ahead and checked that out. Then, man, it was from start to finish. It was awesome. So I'm gonna bring in. I've seen Nahima is in the studio. Let me just bring her in. Nahima,
Hello.
hi.
Hi.
Uh,
I'm currently in cohort 19, so I'm looking forward to learn about your experience.
it's been I don't want to say a roller coaster, but there's been a it's a learning process. It's continuous learning and just iterating through. So yeah. So in cohort 19, what are you doing currently right now?
We are today we had a holiday because of the Huduma Day, but tomorrow we'll be having the C function and C function pointers, and then we'll be starting the printing for the team project.
Print F. That print F was like my welcome to the ALX. It was welcome to the ALX moment. Okay. Uh,
Lost
Hello, are you there?
you. I had a
So, oh,
bad connection. Sorry.
it's okay, it's okay. Wait, so are you, wait, what nationality are you? Because there's so many, there are Kenyans, Nigerians, Ghanaians.
I'm a Kenyan. I'm a
My
Kenyan.
God, hujapatana na manager.
I have a peers and buddies from Nigeria, Zambia.
When
We have to collaborate.
I joined, I met so many Nigerians. Wengi. I met a lot, and some of them I even connected with them, and they became good friends. But at some point, like I think they dropped off, and I continued. Like when you get deeper into it, like people somewhat just drop off. So I assume that you have done like you're in month one right now, right? Because if you're doing
Yes,
printf,
yes.
that's month one. Funny enough, that was the hardest month I had in ALX. Can say hardest because there were so many concepts that are being thrown my way, especially with C. And C, I had like a love hate relationship with C. So my God, it was quite challenging. But I'm pretty sure you're carrying on well, because if you're at that point, that means
Uh,
things are like moving on well.
yeah, we are trying our best because I didn't join university. I opted to join the ALX. That's why I'm working my best. I'm doing like my best. I'm putting all my efforts here. So like I will not defer or be kicked out. I just want to continue the cohort 19 until the end. Hopefully.
Oh man, it's great. There's the just there's so much consistency. The things that just have to have like in your tool set, like consistency, resilience. But I think the majority of the time, I don't even like look at like motivation, because I've seen like even during the program like the how to stay motivated in ALX. I don't think like motivation will help you that much. What you need to know is develop like a system that works for you. Like when you wake up, this is how I operate. This how I do, like this how I just review my work. Uh, those are the things that I carried on. Like for me, the thing that enabled me to be able to like get to like go start to finish was not only like reading on my own and just doing my own research, but also trying to find like-minded peers. I know it's a tough thing to do, but you just have to find like guys who you can be able to like connect to and be able to, especially in your same cohort, because there's some projects that you can't do alone. Like that printf, it's mandatory that you have like people around you so that you can do it. So you need to have like guys around you, like-minded. I don't know, like some of the times, sometimes it's quite difficult, but uh, the thing that made me have like an easy time finding those guys was the fact that I utilized hubs a lot. So hubs were like quite helpful. So I made sure to utilize hubs. And when I utilized hubs, it became easy to find like-minded guys. So yeah. What's your take on that, Nahima?
For me, I have like some buddies. We are 5 people. We normally, at the night, let's say at 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., we try to do the group discussion about the project. If you have any problem, we discuss there. But for the hats, I'm not able to access it because I'm in different city. I'm currently in Nakuru city, so I can't go to the hub because it is in Nairobi.
I mean, ALX need to fix that. They need not only to like have hubs not only in Nairobi, but also like some counties like Mombasa, I think Eldoret, Kisumu. They still need to like expand, but I'm pretty sure they're going to do that maybe moving
Yeah,
forward. Yeah, but
but
is it mandatory for you to like go to hubs? But because I've seen like
no,
guys who are joining, like wanaambiwa they have to go to hubs like at least once.
even me, I want to experience that going to the hub, but maybe later when I'll be in Nairobi, but currently I'm not able to. And about the motivation, I think it's all about self motivation, motivating yourself, your inner self, for you to do that thing with your passion, not
Yeah,
only the ALX to push you around to for you to do that project. No, it's about self motivating yourself and having that, let's say, daily how you do your work and all that.
yeah. I mean, that's one thing that is actually quite important, and just having like that, that thing that you've built around you that will enable you to like do things. That's what matters. I've seen these Clinton. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, yeah, I'm here. Listen,
So hey, hi.
I'm fine.
So Alex, on what court?
Same as Nahim. I'm in court 19.
Ah man, kuna vitu mingi sana.
But I also did. I didn't nifanya BBIT. Kaa wewe tu.
Uh-huh. I also did BBIT.
Yeah, I'm waiting graduation, but now I joined the ALX. Wanted to
Ah, that's
dive
a
into tech.
hey, that's great, man. Like, where did you like, do like your undergrad? I did mine in multimedia.
Oh, Mount Kenya.
Ah, degree ni ile ile. The degree is the
Ile
same.
bro. Yeah, it's what I've
Ah,
realized. The moment I joined the ALX, C is really kicking my ass. Yet I did C.
But you did see. But if you
Yeah,
look at, have you ever tried looking at the code that you made, that you wrote, and look
yeah,
at the
yeah.
code that you're writing in C, and you're seeing
A
that there's
lot.
just
I'm really learning a lot of new things. Though I have some background knowledge, so but generally there's some things maybe Malo, recursion. There's some things we just never did.
yeah, true. Like malloc, the
C is really
recursion, malloc, variadic functions, argv, static libraries, all those things. Like
yeah.
we only told. For me, I just was taught like you you just accept user input, output, just
Me,
that.
me only, but yeah, I think we studied, yeah. But compared to what I've learned in ALX, I think by now a lot. I really think, yeah, a lot. I've really learned a lot compared to school.
Yeah, man, but be prepared. Kuna vitu mingi. There are so many things. My God, like I
I,
can
I'm,
say,
I'm actually setting aside. I've set aside. I think since I'm awaiting graduation, I
mhm.
want to set aside maybe a period of 1 year, not doing anything, just doing ALX, ALX, ALX.
And it gets like quite challenging when you get past like sprint one. I'm pretty sure for the first 3 months is mostly you're going to be engaged in doing a lot of C code programming. So that's low level. So what
Mm.
happens is you get like taught like all the concepts in C, like all of them, like inside out. You do the printf project, which Naima has told me like you are about to do it, like
Yeah, yeah, in
this.
a week.
Yeah, it's coming, right?
Yeah.
Then you're going to do like the simple shell project, which caused me so much problems.
Yeah, I've
Printf
looked at the
caused
transcript. I've looked at the transcript. It's only month that you struggle.
me, my God, month one it was kind of, month one was challenging for me, honestly,
Yeah,
because finding a balance between all those concepts, they were just coming at me. I didn't like that time. i- you like the guys who are joining like the program right now, they have access to people, like you have
yeah, yeah,
access to someone who knows. For me, when I joined, my God, it's like there are not many people that time in code. That was like last year August when I joined. There are not many people like who are doing ALX like that, and the communities, we didn't engage as much. So it was most of the time just trying to find your way to do things. And that time there was no chat GPT, there was no bad, there was nothing. So you just had to like find a way to like do things. But I was able to like pull through, and I was able to like that time I had the chance of utilizing hubs. So I used hubs a lot. So when I used
so
hubs a lot, yeah.
let's say I ask you maybe compared to your transition from maybe C and Python code because C is more, it's a low level, a lot of memory management. But now when you head on to Python, now we get into more, we don't focus on memory a lot because it's high
Yeah.
level. So
Mhm.
do you think maybe Python is better compared to the way you studied C at ALX? Ama Python is also another tricky one.
Python, Python is actually, you can see Python abstracts like a lot of things, like
Mm.
majority of it's an interpreted language, so it's high level, so abstract a lot of things. And in C, like you manually do things. You have to C, you just like get your hands dirty and do things because it's low level, strongly typed language.
Yeah.
I have a love hate relationship with C because you just have to do so much. You have to declare variables, especially when you're doing. You find like the code just becomes longer. You have to do so much pointers. Yeah, it's kind of hectic. But now what happens is when you're able to like understand C in depth, transitioning to another language is not difficult. Because let's say, for example, uh, given where you're going, the trajectory that you're headed in, you're going to do some C, a lot of C. Then you're going to implement algorithms in C, which will enable you to have like a gateway to be able to not only be able to like transition easily to another language, but also understand like in depth how programming languages work. And that will enable you also, when you're going to a language like Python, you're able to appreciate like its abstraction, and you're also able to not only just focus on, you know,
I really have a
you
bad
don't
network
you just don't
issue.
focus on like the inner workings of it, but you focus on like solving a problem. So, and also it enables C, when you learn C in depth, it also enable you to transition to other languages like, you know, Java, Ruby, and also understand like programming paradigms. So yeah, I see. I've seen so many people like tunangoja tu C iishe we go to Python, but
Yeah,
my God, it just keeps getting difficult
yeah.
when you,
Whenever
when you
whenever
put
I
in.
wake up, whenever I wake up, a new concept. You learn the concept. You go and try and do the. It's it's kind of hectic, but you also, I mean, there are challenges. You have to relish them. So
Yeah, because like when you look at like C, you're given like problems, then you're given problems which are fairly difficult. I don't want to say ALX is easy; it's hard. That thing is
yeah,
hard, man.
very hard.
That thing like, you know, caused me some problems when I was starting. But when I looked at the when I moved like to Python, like in Sprint 2, like you're going to be mixing. You're not going to be taught in C. You're going to be like being taken through like C. You're just going to be given like an algorithm, you know, do it in C. You're given that. Then you keep switching between C and Python. So sometimes it's that changing the languages like that can really like throw somebody off if you're not like, you know, if you don't have your antennas there. Can really like throw somebody off. So I just had to try to find like a way to do things. So it's and also the workload increases. I'm pretty sure like when you do like your work very well, like you have some free time, right? You're able to
Yeah.
balance, right?
Nowadays, compared to the first weeks, it was quite high, but nowadays the workload has really reduced. But you never know. I'm
Hey,
expecting more soon.
hey man, expect more, because when in sprint two, you're going to like they eat even your weekends. They eat into your weekends like brutally. Like they don't care. Like even sprint. Hey man, sometimes I even lost track of days when I was programming and trying to debug things. Sometimes you just code and just lose track of days. And
So,
Naima dropped off. You
so
see.
generally, me, I wanted to say, but generally, when I was in school, when I was in campus, I like I've done projects, maybe school projects, but now I've found it, maybe when I'm trying to transition into doing other projects, I found it very hard to like picture something in my mind and put it into code. It has been so hard. So you with your 12 months, is that easier now, or it depends on the person?
Um, it's about you just okay. It's like it's like you have to like practice. Okay, these concepts, they don't like stick in somebody's head like off the bat. Like sometimes you just have to like find a way to practice it, because majority of the time you're just being hit with new concept after new concept after new concept, especially when you're starting in like let's say when you're starting off with like, let's say recursion. You're going to do recursion, going to do pointers. Then after that, when you're going to do all these concepts, you're introduced to other concepts and you go in depth. So trying to find a balance. So the challenge that sometimes I experience is trying to find a balance and a way to be able to not only internalize everything that I've learned, but also just maintain the concepts. So it's always about just practicing it. Just going through. What I try to do is just go through like the previous projects I've done, just try to read them, just trying to like internalize. Okay, I've already coded it, but I just want to like, you know, just learn it in depth. Can I tweak something a bit? So man, you're going to learn so much to the point where like you're going to learn like, you know, like 25 new concepts that you didn't even know existed. Then when you look back, you'll be like, hey man, that thing that I learned the other time, man, I, I can't remember it easily. So it's trying to find a balance of like when you're adding, you have to know how to like also practice it. So I don't know if I made sense there, but it doesn't
Yeah,
get like
yeah, I understand.
yeah.
It gets overwhelming because new concepts each and every day. So at times, even maybe when you find a weekend, you just want to rest. Then on
Mm,
Monday again we go again.
you go right back at it because right now you're trying to. It gets to sometimes it got to a point where I had so much work. Like my weekend, I was just in the house, did nothing, and it did nothing like or for me, but programming, just programming, just doing my just doing my own thing. So it gets like that sometimes. So it's just about like sacrifice and trying to like prioritize like your things. If software engineering in ALX is something that I want to benefit from, I just have to give it like all my energy so that I can be able to like get the most out of it. Because if you like go ahead at it at 50-50, you're going to miss on some concepts along the way. So like there's a domino effect. Like I try to use like the domino effect. When you stack like dominoes, right, in like a
Yeah,
straight line, then when you tip one, the logic is when you tip the first domino, all of them are supposed to like they all get tipped and they all like slant. But let's say, for example, you before you tip the dominoes, you just pluck like one off, then you
yeah.
hit the dominoes. It's going to stop at some point,
At some point,
and yeah, so that's what happens. So when it stops at some point, like that means like let's say, for example, it's a concept that you missed to understand, or let's say you didn't grasp it well. It costs you because like you have to go back because in ALX it's always progressive. Like it just keep adding every single time. You just keep adding. So if you miss something, let's say in pointers, man, it's going to haunt you because all the other projects are just going to be using like pointers. I'm pretty sure I've already seen that. When you learn that concept, they keep like reusing it. Yeah,
obviously, in fact, pointers is almost everywhere.
it's
Pointers is
everywhere.
everywhere. So if you
Yeah.
miss it, I've gone
Hey,
back to pointers because I missed it at the first time. Then we went to recursion. Hey, pointers again. I was like, wow.
hey, I think can really slight tackle you from behind if you're not
I think
careful.
the easiest project we have ever done in ALX is for the preprocessor one.
That's wild.
Oh my god. Just
But
that you write things on the bash, then like it comes out, then you're like then after that, then you start like writing say in C files. Then you have to like make them executable, compile.
that's crazy, bro. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, eh,
Actually, in my mind, I was like, let me just do C. Maybe when it comes to Python, maybe it might loosen a bit. But the way you're telling me, it, maybe I need to maybe toughen a bit because maybe
like
in the next month is also going to be way harder.
let me say Clinton and Nahima. Honestly, what I can tell you is just for free. It keeps getting difficult. Like as you progress. Like anytime it's like a game. Let's say for example, I used to like Hitman, the game Hitman, when I way back in the early in the late 2000s when I was just gaming.
The
So
world map.
anytime I Hitman Blood Money, when anytime I progress, the missions kept getting harder and harder to do. At some point, I even stopped. I even stopped like playing the game because got harder. But one thing that I said, even if it gets harder, like when you progress, and the work, not only does it get harder, but also the workload. Like it's like they try to like give you all this, and they try to see who is going to like not only like understand the concept but also like solve the problem. And they give you like less, and they don't give you like a lot of time. They give you more work. It's hard, they're compressed, and they give you less time to do. So they try to like do that. I'm pretty sure in month zero that's what they did, because when I went and did like my own analysis, I feel like that was a way to like weed out guys, because month zero, like they give you 24-hour deadlines, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Sindio.
That's why I said that month zero was it's so difficult with a lot of questions. Then month one, I just losing a bit, but I'm expecting more in month two.
Yeah. But right now, what I advise I can just tell you for free is, man, just make sure you just like quite too mentally strong, mentally strong and resilient, because they're just going to like, you know, you're just going to be tested so in so many concepts, and they're just not going to come to you in a friendly way. There's this, I don't know which project I did, but they didn't even give us any resources. I can't remember which one it was. At the resources part, they just wrote Google, and when you hit the link, it takes you to the Google search page. Then be like, yeah, we've helped you for this long. We're gonna help you again. You go fend for yourself. Because at first they also give you like when you started, right? When you started, you're being given resources, and after you've been given resources, they give you like in the checker, they give you like assisted checker. Like they give you like see details, you're able to see which error was there. But as you progress, you see they removed that, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
si walitoa.
yeah. In after time, it changes. It changes. At times it's there. At times it's not there.
It's not gonna stay there for long. They're just going to they're going to remove that because they feel
The
like,
check.
yeah, you're right. No, not the checker. They're going to remove like the you don't know you want to know what where the error is. They'll just tell you it's a
Key
code
details.
fail or a requirements
Oh,
fail.
it's there nowadays. It's never there. It's never there nowadays.
Yeah, they're gonna do that. Like,
Yeah,
Nowadays, if
mhm.
you
you have
have
a
to.
problem, you might even begin again.
Yeah,
Nahima.
yeah. I was just talking about that C details. You're not able to see the details. You have gone wrong, so you have just to go back to your code and start l- reading between the lines one by one until you know where the problem is. Or you go to Betty and to GCC also to see the errors.
You know Betty Linta. My God. Wait, let me ask you guys. When do you still use the sandbox to code? Hello?
So anyway, a sandbox is in because sandbox is in. Me, through SSH or everything like that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The sandbox, right? When you go to like your project, like you can click on the sandbox, then you can either SSH to like you can
Yeah,
either
that's the
SSH to
I
the
got it
server,
in SSH.
or you can just open a web
On the
terminal on your
laptop.
browser, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
you I
For me, I
can
use the
maybe
SSH.
maybe I can show you in my free time on how to set up everything locally so that you don't have to use like the SSH. Because for me, I in month zero the I used to SSH or use the web terminal for the first 3 weeks. Then I changed everything. I made all my things, all my code and my coding environment. I just did them on my machine. I just pushed them to Git. So even when it came to like testing, I just did everything locally. So the only thing I just needed to just push my code to GitHub and just run the checker against it. Because one thing I came to realize is like there's some projects where as you go deeper into ALX, you're not going to like depend on like the sandbox that much. Or if you're going to use the sandbox, it's on specific projects. Like when there's a specific projects like in Python, some of them they expect you to use like the sandbox. But maybe after this show, I can reach out to me on DMs. You can set up like a meet. Then I'll just show you how to like do things. Which operating systems do you use? Clinton, Nahima,
Yeah. My name is in Parrot twice. Linux, basically Linux.
Linux,
Yeah.
Nahima. Which OS?
My name is gone. My is around. Which is around. I
No, no,
think
no. Okay.
I didn't
Uh,
have a question. I have some network issues.
okay. So, what operating system do you use on your machine? Oh, I think she has network issues. But like, for me, I've used Ubuntu for since 2015. So like that's
wow. I've had nimesikia hiyo nikashtuka, I was like 2015. That's far.
Hello.
yeah, yeah. I've used Linux for like when I got my first machine, I used Windows for like 2 months. Then I just changed. That time I was very passionate about programming, coding, web development. So when I went and just talked to like some of my mentors, they just told me like you just need to understand like how to use Linux. And that time I was using even not even right now my computer is running on Ubuntu 20.04, the same as what the sandbox is running. That time I was using Ubuntu 12.04. So it was just majority of the time command line. Like everything was just in the command. So I just learned it like the hard way. So everything you just had to install using like the command line. Not right now. You can use
We found it
the
easy. Yes. It looks like Windows somehow.
Yeah.
like,
Even me, I'm
But
still using the Ubuntu, but not. I'm still using the Windows, but Ubuntu not using that background. But that's
mhm.
22.04. I was trying to download the Luna Vim, but it has a lot of steps and it's quite confusing. So maybe another time I'll try installing it again.
Oh, but you can also try to install like the WSL, like the Linux like terminal on your Windows, so that you can be able to like do all like the everything locally. Can also do that because when I meet like people who program in Windows, like in projects, like they just use the WSL for Linux, so they can be able to access like the Linux commands. I know sometimes some commands you just have to use Linux to do them. So yeah, uh, all my friends that use Windows use that. But for me, I've been using Ubuntu for the longest time. So so adapting to like this environment that they had, I just made sure to just move everything locally. So I've even set up like my machine, so it's so easy to like review work. So I don't have to like use it. I don't use the sandbox because when I was using the sandbox when I was starting, that thing used to like crash mid code. Like that time I was like typing something, or like say I was committing something, it just crashes. I
yeah,
don't know
it
if you
has
have.
happened to me. It has actually happened to me quite a lot. And it gets tiring. Now when I go back again, at times I used to think it's the internet, but at times it's just the internet that has that issue.
Because there's so many people. The reason why it crashes, just talking from like a server's perspective, there's so many people who are trying to access it to the point where like the limit just gets goes overboard, and not many people like the system, the ALX like internet, like the way they've set up the whole server system, sometimes it just maxes out to the point where like in projects that I was doing in sprint in sprint 3, excuse me, you request for a server, request for like a web terminal, you can't get. They just tell you like your limit has reached. So you're like, hey man, this time my computer was getting some issues, and I just wanted to like code using the web terminal. Oh my god, it was saying like the limit has reached. You can't you can't even request for it. So I could say like there are so many people who are using it. So sometimes you just have to like find ways to like solve your problems, because that's what a software engineer does. Like
So
you just yeah.
according to how you solve your problem, is it maybe through SSH or connecting to a
No,
local machine?
no, I just code
Like
everything on my machine.
I don't get how that works. But I thought if
Like, when you're using like, let's say for example, when you have like the Ubuntu, like Linux operating system, right?
yeah.
When you have that, GCC is already there.
Yeah.
GCC is already there in your. For me, I use Ubuntu 20.04. So when I look for, if I want to compile anything C, GCC is already there. I don't even have to install it, so it's there. So for C projects, the only thing I just need is the compiler. So if I have the compiler and I have a text editor, let's say I code a lot using VS Code, so I just need to like just arrange my algorithms well, just code everything, then I just compile it, run it, so I'm able to like get the output that I want. So I don't like need necessarily need to use the sandbox, and also then the sandbox already has like Git installed. So Git is the application, then GitHub is like the place that houses like the remote repositories. So if I have Git on my machine, so if I have Git on my machine and I have uh GCC, I don't like have to go to like I don't have to go there. So it becomes easy. So if I'm able to do that, I just do it.
We should have a Google Meet. I'd like to see how you connect
I'll I'll
together.
I'll show you my setup, because my setup I've been working on it through for a couple of years now. I've known like inside out how to like manipulate the OS to make sure that it's to my convenience. So yeah, I'll just share. I'm willing to share what are my tips and tricks, especially for guys who are doing ALX, even like how to get around like relearning concepts, how to like internalize things. So there are certain tools that I use that enable me to be efficient. So that's why I just said let me just share them. Then we just pick it up from there. I see there's Omar has joined us. Omar,
Yo, bro.
yeah,
Hello.
hi.
Hi, hi. How are you?
I'm very fine, man.
Yeah,
You,
you are discussing like what are you discussing like I'm just joining.
so I recently concluded the software engineering ALX software engineering program this Friday. So I
Oh,
finished
wow.
everything for the 12 months. Foundations, I specialized in backend. So this is just a show just for me to just give some tips and insights to guys who are in the program. Maybe you can ask questions. Just I just decided to just set that up. So you just got us talking about. I was talking to Clinton, talking to him about
Congratulations.
like. Thank you. I was just talking about like how I set up my things on my machine, so I become I'm more efficient on that. So yeah,
Oh, okay, now I understand. Okay, okay. It's like your journey, right? The journey like you went through.
yeah, yeah. It's been a long journey. I started last year August and finished October this year, last week. So yeah, it's been quite a journey. It's not even 12 months; it's like 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like it. I saw your first video on YouTube. That's what drew me to you. So you seem so different. Yeah, a lot can change in a year.
Ah, I even made a series talking about ALX month zero,
Yeah,
one, two.
I usually watch. I usually watch whenever I get to a new month to see what I should expect in the next month.
It is so much. Like sometimes I look back and look at like all the all the programming and learning that I've done. I just marvel because I just get shocked because I had never even expected like okay, I had never envisioned that I would finish because I had no prior data towards ALX, like the program, and the only thing that kept me alive was and her gave me like a lot of confidence, the fact that I was passionate and already had an undergrad degree in a tech related field. So and funny enough, they didn't help the tech degree didn't help me at all because I just had throw that out of the window and just take all the new information and learn it, but not entirely because some of the concepts were kind of similar, but a lot of, I can say, 80 to 85% of the things I learned was from the program, not even from like my undergrad, because that was like 10%, and 5% was just my willpower. So yeah, it's, you're in for a ride. So Omar, you're in which court? Omar,
Yes,
you're
I'm
on
cohort 19, cohort 19.
you're in court 19. This is just a
19, yeah,
question.
cohort 19.
So this is just a question to the panel, like Clinton, Naima, and Omar. Like, what was the thing that made you join this program? Let's start with Clinton.
I think for me, my awakening came when I went. It was during attachment actually. I had done BBAT. Now I went for attachment. There was someone who had joined Port One days in coming. The one that the people who are required to go to the hub.
Mhm.
At first, I told the guy I know how to code in maybe PHP. I can do some things, but I find it hard to really implement what I have in my mind into code. And he told me, "Wait, why not join ALX?" I said, "I've heard about ALX, but damn, why it's so hard?" But then I have a lot of time till maybe graduation. Then what next? Said, why not try it? But then my main aim maybe is to maybe whatever I envision in my mind, or maybe whenever I want to try a project, whatever I envision, I don't have a clog. I can just maybe start by doing something. I, yeah, just that's basically it.
Um, Nahima, Naima, you there?
Yes, for me, and what made me choose the LEX or to apply for the LEX is I was always passionate about computer related courses and tech related courses. So when I finished my high school like last year, I applied for the computer science and software engineering, but I don't know what happened, but I got sociology to attend sociology in Karatina University. And at that time, my sister got that ALX information. Was it on Twitter? Yes, or Instagram. And she told me about it, and then I applied for it. Thankfully, they accepted me, and that's it. I started my tech, the thing that I always love.
Um, Omar, what made you like join like the
Yeah, like the same thing, like she said, like it happened to me, like the same thing. But I've been coding before, like before even I joined ALX. Okay, like I've been coding with the Java and JavaScript. Okay, like I was using Java for mobile application, JavaScript for I like the React Native, React Native, that library for JS for building mobile application. Like even me, like I was like just like being a tech enthusiast, like. So like this program, like I was just scrolling in Instagram, like and then I found it, and then I applied for it, and I got it, and I found it very good, man, than even other schools, man. But because like it's give like those projects, man, it will make you man good. Like you know, you just do the projects and read the resources very well, and just try the projects on your own before you even the peer learning days, and like before even ask someone, just try it for yourself, and you see it, man. I'm telling you, ALX better than just listening to lectures, because you are just doing it, okay? You are just applying like what you read, like and what you did. Like let's say you went for a lecture in YouTube, like maybe you know there's YouTube is also a university, man. Those contents, man, they're like everybody not like is teaching, like maybe like you don't understand this part in C, you just go to YouTube and search maybe structures, type def in C, like they will just give you the knowledge, right? The content, and just come back to ALX, those resources, and just read those resources and apply the logic through the to the project. Now, I'm telling you, if you will zero and one and two, man, that's a win. Like those three, the first three projects. Because man, advanced. I've never seen
Yeah,
something hard like that.
advanced are tough, man. But
Advanced,
if you do the advanced, the thing is, like you do task 0, 1, and 2, then 3 and the rest, man. They just become like, hey, for me, like when I started, I was able to like do like there's this time I was able to do like projects when I was starting with C. When it came to functions, I was doing like all of them, like the mandatory ones. I was just going through them easily. Then when I got to like the advanced ones, I was able only to do like one, able to do like one task.
man.
Then the others I just try to ask. I try to ask around. I try to Google. Try to like. eh, It became challenging a bit, but I just managed to like try
But
to just.
if I may ask, what's your take on maybe use of AI to understand some of the tasks? Because at times the questions you can't even understand. There are, maybe I can say when I was doing recursion, I used
Mhm.
to use maybe ChatGPT to explain to me what is required, because at times you don't even understand what is required within a question. So what's your take on maybe using AI and implementation in learning? Because I don't even basically use a lot of Google. There's a lot of ChatGPT and bad.
Okay. For me, for this is just the my opinion when it comes to like ChatGPT and Bard. One thing that I one thing I try to encourage is use of like docs. Just try to go through the docs, right? Try to like if it's recursion, try to just read like recursion in C. There's so many articles talking about recursion. You just try to understand like what do they mean when they do this. Then when I go to a site like ChatGPT, I try to refine like my ask. I just ask it to like, I look at it as a guide. For me, when it comes to like coding, okay, I've used ChatGPT, I've used Bard a lot, especially when I was coding my final project. And not many of the problems I was able to solve using that because I had to go check out the docs. I tried to like, look at some couple of YouTube videos on the side. I also try to like ask ChatGPT if they can guide me through it. So I just try to like use not rely on it solely, but try to like read and try to check like other sources, because one thing I know about AI is whatever you give it, it will give you what you've asked for. So if you don't have like a very good ask, my god, it's just going to keep hallucinating there, especially like ChatGPT. When you when you ask it something, it gives you like an answer that maybe it might confuse you more. So my advice would be, if you're gonna use ChatGPT, you try to use it as a guide. Okay,
Yeah, with
you,
other
you
resources. Yeah.
use it
Have
as
you
a guide,
supported?
and also utilize like other resources. Like documentation is so important. I know people ignore documentation. For me, even right now, if I want to like go and just refresh on like a topic, I just go to like let's say Python documentation. I want to learn like classes. I just want to like just refresh on like classes. I just go back to docs. If if there's something that I want just to see like how it works, I can just go to ChatGPT or Bard. I just ask it. I look at the implementation. I go back to the docs, try to look at how it works. Does it match? Yes, if it matches, I pick that concept, try it somewhere else, try to like, do it. So that's how learning is. That's how learning works.
Yeah,
So
I struggled before with a lot of maybe documentation.
Eh,
I usually go through it first, then maybe but from now I try and adapt
you
to it
try
more.
for me
which
it's like
documentation do you use by that?
I just go to like, like let's say majority of the time it's Python. So I just go to Python, the python.org, then I just click on documentation. It's a long read, but I just go to what I want specifically. So when it comes to like
Can I
something
add
like, let's say,
on that?
go ahead. Nahima.
About using that GPT or the AIs. First, we all know you read the resources or you watch the videos about that certain topics using the Legenis lecture or any other videos that will explain better. But for the
Mhm.
questions, you can come to the task. You don't even know what the task is about. You are trying to read the question, you are not understanding. You can use the CS50.ai. It does not give you the answer. It
Yeah,
explains the question step by step on how to do it. And then you write down your whiteboard, your idea, and then you go back and do your code.
yeah. Uh, One thing I can say, let's say for let's take the case of C, right? When you're doing like let's say a C project, let's say a project like pointers. One thing I realized is all the problems, like let's say from task 0, task 1, task 2, they are all interconnected. One thing I came to see is when you write the .header file, right? You are putting all the functional prototypes in it. So ndio, when you do
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
when you do that, then you include it in like the main file and in the function file. That means any and you put it in all the files. That means there's a function that you created in task 0 that's going to be used in task 4 or 5 or 6, right? If you code, let's say for example you're coding a C problem, you're given you're going to write the header file which has the prototypes, right? Then you have the function file, the solution file that you're supposed to write the algorithm to code. Then you have the main file. If you look closely at the main file and you look at the functions that are being called, you can see that they're picking from the previous tasks, right? They're picking from the previous tasks. I want you today to go through like the month 1 tasks in C. Just pick a project. Then you try to like look at the main files that they've been and how they have been written. You will see that the project is like a build up. By the time you reach like the task 8 or task 9, you're seeing like a pattern in the main file. If you look at not even the solution file, because the solution file can be like one singular function. But if you look at the main file, you'll see it's like they're being created and you're seeing like they're being borrowed. So one thing is, if you want to understand like a question, let's say you've gone to like task 7 or task 8 or task 9, you just have to like try to trace back because they're all linked. Because let's say for example, when I was in sprint 2, there was this project called linked lists. So linked list is like it's an algorithmic, you're implementing an algorithm called linked list. So linked list, I'm not going to go too much detail to it, but it borrows concepts of structures, and it borrows on concepts of pointers. So what it does is when you create like let's say when you create like a function, they're all interlinked. So when even you're trying to look for like a solution for that, don't look at it in isolation. You have to look at it in as if it's connected to the previous task. So even when you're going to ask, if you ask it like it's a singular task, and you don't feed it like the good information that can be able to like help you in like ideating it, ChatGPT doesn't have the awareness to know what you want to ask it. It's just going to give you a response of what you feed it. So if you don't feed it like all the information that's required, it's going to give you like an answer that is not appealing and you won't be able to solve the problem. So hopefully, I don't know, like that's one thing I saw, and I don't know, like that time we were able to like do it even without ChatGPT. I came to know how to use ChatGPT this year. So that time in sprint one, I was just trying to like I used that way so I can be able to solve. And that time I was just using Google and Stack Overflow. So hopefully vitu zinaenda hivyo. Anyway,
No, but
Clinton.
I recommend using Bard. I think Bard gives a lot of realistic information. Then it gives you a place to go maybe and refer for more
Yeah.
information. Bard is much better.
You see, Bard is good. Bard is good because it will give you up to date information. Bard is good.
Yeah,
Uh,
Bard is good.
yeah. Nahima, are you there? Nahima? Okay. Omar?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm here too. I'm listening. Yeah.
So that's one thing that that I saw. Like the tasks are interlinked, and I see there's Kimba. Have you been told about Kimba?
I think,
No, not yet. We're about to meet him soon.
yeah. The
That
lion, the white lion.
okay. I have a trick that I think that might help. Kimba, I think. Okay, I've not proved this thing yet because I have not met it. Because when Kimba was released, that time I was like 1 month left in foundations, so I never met Kimba. Even I never met Kimba in specialization. So the guys who it becomes active to, it's like people who are starting. So one thing I saw was I think it takes notes of like the file names even before it goes through the algorithm inside the file. Because think about it, there are so many people who are there. Let's take a number of like 6,000 people who are doing like printf in your cohort, right?
Yes,
Or even more.
yes.
Or let's say 10,000 people. I don't think Kimba has the ability to go through every single project and be able to like do that. It has been fed an algorithm that can be able to like check like consistencies in like file names. So if you have a similar file name to somebody else, and that guy, let's say for example, we committed it, again, I'm not sure how if it's accurate or not, but if I was in this time and I was told like Kimba is there, what I will do is I'll just change the file name and also try to change up like the variables and like the variables defined inside the algorithm so the code does not look the same. And if it's logic, I try to change the logic a bit so that I can be able to beat it. So because you can have different logic in your code, but it still solves the same problem. So what they're trying to encourage is like someone to have some originality in how they do things. So even if you're going to lift somebody else's code, you just have to be smart about it. You just can't go and do that. You can't go and do that because utatolewa. I've seen a couple of my friends get kimbered. I've seen like about 4 guys get kimbered, and it was not pretty because they had to like defer, and I don't want people to defer here. So
Oh, I have a question.
mhm.
So, Kimba, it works only on the team project.
Kimber, I've seen it only active on like the team projects printf and simple shell. I've seen it work in printf and simple shell, And what it does, and it's only activated in those two projects because the other projects they have similar file names, so it's very difficult to track. You can't. Kimber, I don't think it has the ability to track like every single line of code for like let's say 7,000 to 8,000 learners. It's impossible unless they have like a supercomputer to do that, which I don't think ALX have. Okay, if they have, maybe they're not telling us, but they have seen them. I've seen them activate Kimber on like these projects, and they catch a lot of people on that.
Okay,
So
like if they
So
catch
we have
you,
to
are you getting kicked? Will you get kicked out of the program?
now they just give you a score of 0. Then if you appeal it, they you say when you try to appeal it, they'll tell you to explain every single line of code that you have written. If you don't, you get expelled from the program. So some
so
people
we
just
have to make sure my team and other team functions name and files name will
not
not look the same.
not even your other teams, like your team, like just make sure like your team, you just do something original. Or if you're going to, okay, these projects are huge, some algorithms they're not easy to write, so I can tell you, but you can try to like change it up a bit. I'm pretty sure right now you have uh, a lot of C knowledge, especially when it comes to like coding the month one tasks. So they're just going to use like all the tasks that you did in month one, you're going to test it through printf. And let's say, for example, you want to utilize someone else's code, which, given the time frame, is allowed because GitHub is open source. So you can be able to like just look at how another person implemented it. Try to look at like an assortment of people. Like let's say if it's 10 people and you're a group and you're a group of two, then try to see how they did it and try to see if you can code it in a different way, but to achieve the same thing. Because even in the job market, even in like the even like even not even the job market, even like in further projects that you're going to do, like I can tell you from like sprint 3, what I experienced was they give you they give you a code base, they give you like someone else's repository which they have already bugged. They plant bugs in it, so your job is to debug and make sure that it works and make sure to do the tasks the way they have written it. So very it's a way that you just try to be smart kidogo and like when you're like doing things. So it's yeah, that's what I can say because I don't want you guys to get caught in your first project. So if you're going to lift someone's code, just try to be smart kidogo. Just try to like change up bit, just change up some few things. Look at this Evo. Look at some people how they have done it. Even I have my repository on GitHub. I got everything. No, wait, yeah, I got like majority of the projects. So in the majority of the tasks, I got them. So maybe you can try to look at that and you see how you can incorporate it. Change the file names. Don't give them the same file names. Evo too. That's it.
Okay,
Oh,
thank you,
okay,
thank you.
okay.
Yeah, so si nini sishikwe na kimba, taki watu wa nini tolewe na vile I'm seeing you guys venye mko with the way you are 3, make sure you're in the same WhatsApp group,
Yeah, yeah.
group.
I
Yeah,
actually wanted to tell them that after this, maybe we
eh,
could look at
share
something.
share contacts. The 3 of you share contacts and you
Clinton. I know Clinton and Omar we are in the same in an array of engineers in WhatsApp group.
great.
Right, Clinton?
I don't even know. I've actually had of you to here, but I'd like us to continue talking more. I think because I've joined a lot of WhatsApp groups, but people, I don't know if it's motivational or what. Because when we begin, it's okay. 1 week, 2 week, 3, then everyone is gone. Well, it's hard.
Yeah, like one thing I saw was like when we started, there was a frenzy. Like so many people were just active there on WhatsApp groups. not only Kenyans but also Nigerians. There were so many. Then as time progressed, when we went to month month zero, month one, the activities in the WhatsApp group somewhat reduced. And one thing I saw was is either people dropped off or they just found a way to like do things on their own. So people like their activity just keeps like reducing and they form like groups on their own. So if like let's say like three of you, you form like your own support system. Like Clinton, you check on Nahima, Nahima you check on Omar, Omar checks on Clinton, and you also like meet regularly and do things together. Like you develop a tendency to be not like you want to interact with okay, you can interact with other people, but you have a tendency to trust one another because you know each other in depth like that. And you like yeah, and you do things together, especially when it comes to like coding. Like that's one thing that I did because for me we finished the my very close friends, we were four of us, and we just stayed together from month zero to month 12. Actually we finished together, even you have done like many projects together. And the reason why I'm saying that you stay together is, let's say in the printf project, Clinton, Nahima, you partner, Omar, you find another partner, right? That means you are four. So when it comes to like the simple shell, Naima, you pair with Omar. Clinton, you play with somebody else, like that. People that you know. So you need to find like people that you know and you're fond of, and people you can work with. Like if you kipatana hivi, unashikana, you do the project, it becomes easier. Other than waiting for ALX to like pair you with somebody. You don't want like to be paired with somebody that you don't know. So it's that's how it is. So and also you try to like when you make like new friends, let's say you form a group like has like 5 guys or even 6 guys, no, the way you are three, you form like five, so that when projects come and it's like it's something that you need to like pair up, you can pair up like 2 guys, nashikana wawili hapo wawili, you do the projects together, then in the next projects you swap. Like I've done that with like majority of my friends. So it becomes easier when you do things with people that you have interacted with. Like the communication is not like you're not introducing yourself every time to a new person. It becomes easier. So that's one of those things that I learned along the way. So I, Sahi,
But I was to ask about maybe as you go on, do you just basically learn maybe Python, HTML? You are also introduced to frameworks.
um, HTML, I only did that for like a single day.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a day.
HTML.
It was a day task. You're given tasks to do in a single day, and you do them like all of them. Then when it came to when it came to frameworks, we did like Python Flask framework. Then you're going to learn like Node.js, but that happens like way deeper. And you go like to like sprint 3, like month 7, 8, 9. That's when you get exposed to like those like frameworks like that. So yeah.
Okay. Let's hope I make it there, but I don't want to drop. I want to
Ah,
have
don't.
you till the end.
You're in a very good situation. I don't think dropping or even like dropping off is an option because you've got so much help. You can reach out to guys easily. I think mentors. Have you ever tried to reach out to your one of your mentors? Ama they give you like blue ticks.
It's easy to reach out there, but I think compared to that, a lot of people nowadays have information. Maybe compared to your time, you can
Eh,
find maybe your peers also have information. And
it's
Nigerians, by they are so good at having groups where they discuss. Nigerians are so good at that compared to more Kenyans.
Kenyans. It's very funny. I think we're a very funny country. Like for a Kenyan, if it's hard, we push through, or if it's hard, you give up. but the latter are the ones that are the majority. When it becomes hard, majority of them, sitachokesha kichwa yangu, by the way, wacha mi
The
niachane nayo.
Kenyans wanatumia hiyo slogan, that slogan. Ni dunia. Maviti ya dunia.
Unapata like a Kenyan, like I've seen when I started, people that I knew personally, like 25 people I knew personally dropped off. I've seen people just come and go. Especially when was using hubs. I just saw people just dropping off. I was like, man, the goal was not that like the goal was not stronger than like the journey. So, this, sometimes I just ask myself, like, you had to have a goal. Like, if it's changing your life through like learning a tech skill, you go hard on it. If it gets tough, yes, which is bound to, trying to find a way to be able to like
No,
circumvent, find people who know, like, surround yourself. Oh, this guy is good at this. Yes, let me stick with him. He can show me how to do it. Then when I stick with him, and he shows me how to do it, that time I've learned it. So when let's say, for example, the question arises, I'm able to solve it. Let's say, for example, it's something that I know that the other guy doesn't know. I share it, I reinforce it. So that's how it is. So having these like communities enables somebody to, like, learn from other people. Maybe, for example, you might think that you have understood it, but when you try to explain to someone else and he explains it to you, we're like, oh, maybe I missed that. Oh, I didn't miss that. Oh, maybe if I added this, maybe it will have made it better. So tha- that's the whole essence of like being together in a community. So yeah,
yeah,
hiyo ndio kunaendanga.
about the hub, but I saw people always book to go and visit hubs, but is it because maybe compared to the other new cohorts that are coming, maybe cohort 1 and 2, I think theirs is in the internet, but ours it's not there. So you just go to the hub or what? Just show up.
Like, no. There's a ticketing system that has been enabled. Okay, maybe it can reach out to like one of the guys, one of the staff. There are staffs. There's this ALX staff that is there. So the thing is just trying to ask them how to access it, because you can't access them without a ticket. For hubs, you have to have a ticket. So you have to, like, okay, I can share through a contact on for of an ALX staff that can assist. If anyone here wants to go to a hub, they can help you in that process, in, like, just telling you how to go about it, because like they're very strict. Like, you have to like have a ticket. Okay, the ticket is not paid for, it's free as long as you're an ALX student. So you got the ticket, you scan it, then you're given admittance to go inside. So I can you can reach me through my DMs. Let me just share like my contact.
I've been to one, and it looks so good. But now
Uh, which
finding the way to go there, it's quite
uh,
hard.
which one did you go to?
The one at Nation Center.
That one is great. Actually, there are three hubs.
Yeah, yeah, I
I've gone
realized
to
that
Yeah,
when I went there.
perhaps.
I've gone to like the one which I liked was the iHub hub, in the ALX hub in iHub, which was in Kidimani, which got closed. But I've gone to the Nation Center hub. I have gone to the CPA Center, which is at Survey Thika Road, and I've gone to the one at Gateway Park, Mombasa Road. So I've gone to all the hubs. Yeah, they're
I,
all good. Yeah,
oh, they are all good. They are all the same.
they're all the same, and it's very good. They have bean bags.
Yeah, breath
In
of
the
fresh
internet
air.
there is okay.
It's
The
quite
community
okay.
there is okay. So
Do ALX
just go
students come there?
ALX, yeah. Like all of the students, like,
Okay, so
yeah.
like venye ulienda ni wengi ama? wanakwanga wengi mastudent
Yeah,
hapo kwa ALX.
Nation Center ni wengi. Like there's this day I went there like 11. I almost missed a seat.
Yeah, it's the one that people can easily, it's the one that people easily access, so I get it.
Eh,
Compared to the one at survey, people, not many people know about it, but people prefer to go
eh,
maybe to
but
PPT.
but sometimes I've gone to the survey one. Like there's this time I went there for like I've gone there for like 2 months in survey. That hub these days like in a jar, like watu ni wengi,
Yeah, but
like watu ni wengi.
codes zimekuwa mingi sasa, I swear.
Yeah, because you're not even looking at like software engineering, because software engineering is only one track. There is data science, data analytics, cloud, AWS. So ni wengi. And it's cohort after cohort. So you're finding guys who joined the previous cohort, they are there. Watu wale wako hapo ni wengi. So hubs was najaa. So yeah, alafu pia like I like when there's an event, make sure to attend. Like the communities there are very good. I can say that because without those hubs, I don't think I will be able to finish. Because that's where I made like very good friends, very made so many connections. So it became a lot easier to do things. Yeah. So imekuwa poa.
So now the last thing that I'm about to ask, now that you're finished,
Mhm.
mhm, I used to think maybe that's why maybe I find it hard. Maybe I used to think maybe before I needed to do like everything, maybe front, back end, and everything. But now that I'm starting to develop maybe the teamwork, I'm realizing it's not a matter of about knowing everything. You can actually get help from different people. Do you think maybe when I'm done with the Alexa, I should have the knowledge of doing everything, or I should just pick a place where I'm so good at?
Uh, what I can say is you will be okay. Number one, you will learn a lot of things. So the decision to know what to go for, it will be up to you. Understand, you can't know everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Even when it came to Kimaliza foundations, when you hit the month 9, you're going to go to specialization. You're going to pick either front end or back end. So you can find someone who has picked front end, someone who has picked back end. So you just find your niche. Like for me, I did back end, but I just want to go deeper into it and just find a way to be able to uh, create APIs, consume APIs, make good like web applications. So that's my niche. Maybe you can think that, okay, I don't want to go the web development route. Maybe I can go DevOps, because you're going to be exposed to so much DevOps, and you're going to learn like server configurations, infrastructure, servers. You're going to do all of that. So the decision that you're going to
At the
take,
end, it just lies on where I want to go. Yeah.
yeah, you
I
can't.
guess the journey will tell me more.
Yeah, the journey will tell you more. It will just enlighten you, and you will find a place where you're going to be comfortable at operating. You're going to just going to see that, because you'll just find where your stronghold is, where you're going to like find like comfort doing. Like say you're going to look at, let's say you're going to look at like a place where you can produce very fast. Let's say, for example, if it's DevOps, if it's backend, if it's front end, whichever. The decision is up to you.
DevOps.
I, I'm
No,
seeing, yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen Josephine, Omar, dropped off, lakini you've come back.
yeah, my net, like I don't know what happened to my network, my internet. Like
Ah,
I
this
just lost
internet,
connection.
it's allowed. Sometimes this internet can be, mbadala kidogo.
I don't know if it's in Kenya or what. He's like this internet sometime, man.
hata mi I'm in Kenya still, so yeah, internet sometimes inakwanga mbadala. It's not foolproof. Yeah, I'm seeing
So like,
Josephine.
bro,
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead,
I want
Omar.
to ask you like the that terms like system engineering is DevOps, right?
Yeah.
DevOps like so like now you have specialized about DevOps and you know foundations of DevOps, right? Like
Yes, I have.
uh, so you
So
specialize with backend and DevOps.
mm, okay, in DevOps is part of backend because you're dealing with like let's say you've built like a web application that you want to like host on a live server. So you're going to use DevOps knowledge to be able to like host the thing on a server, host the app on a server. Let's say you're going to go purchase an IP address, go purchase a domain, map it, put them together, put the source code in the you know you're going to put the source code in the live server that you have deployed. So they're all connected, but even in your career, you can, not even in your career, let me not go that far. When you hit sprint 3, that is when you're going to be exposed to so much DevOps. Like, DevOps is like the other things that come after you've already coded. Because in sprint 1 and 2, you have done all the coding and writing all the logic. But now, when it comes to like, deploying your application on a live server, putting everything in place, trying to find like you know trying to like house that thing, make sure to monitor traffic, and make sure to like make sure like every the web application can be can be put in any situation that it will still work. So that's DevOps, and you're going to learn that a lot of that, especially in sprint 3. So yeah, this
Oh no.
Mm. So there's so much. They're just at the tip of the iceberg. Tip of the iceberg.
I think like so I see some people like that just specializing in backend, man. Like they just say they're specialized in backend only. Like I don't know why, but even they can do backend, right? If you have specialized in backend, like most probably like you have to know like DevOps thing, right?
Yeah. You have to, because it comes with the job. Sometimes you can find like you already like coded like the back end of a system. And you have the task to deploy it on a live server. Like, I can even give an example of my final project. So we did the project as 3 people. So me and my 2 very good friends, Samson and Brad. So what we did was we designed like the back end of the whole project. It was an escrow system. So this is a system that handles payments, online payments. So we coded the back end. We created like a structure in which like someone can be able to authenticate. That's like login, register, and also like the logic for like transactions, like sending money, receiving, making payments. After creating all that and even designing the front end, we decided to like put it on a live server. So we went online and bought like an IP address which is called a droplet in DigitalOcean. So DigitalOcean is a place where you can purchase like an IP address to be able to host your application. So like they have so many, they are very documented. So uh, when we did that, we also went and bought like a droplet and bought a domain name. So we mapped the IP address to a domain name, which we learned in Sprint 3 to do, because ALX, when you're doing like the DevOps, they'll give you an IP address. They're gonna give you like the domain name. So you're gonna be given all that. Then when you did that, we put our source code on the live server. So so you just enter the link and you go and try to do the operation. So that's what we did. we utilize the knowledge from sprint 3 in our specialization. So in backend, it comes with the job. Like you have to do and have knowledge of that. Even if you're not going to specialize in it, you just have to have some knowledge on how to go about and do those things. So yeah, Omar.
Yeah, like now I've known, like, yeah, I've understood.
And also there are people who go and do front end, like client side, so they don't worry about those things anymore. So they also have their own challenges. Backend has its own challenges. DevOps, even someone who can be even like a DevOps engineer, and like just manage and just do everything. So yeah, It's
I
a-
want to ask, what about because you said backend, and so the backend engineer is supposed to also do databases or
yeah.
also
A backend
databases. Nice. Crazy.
a backend engineer like not only designs like the logic, but also handles like database, like how your application communicates the database, all that. It's backend. Creating like a creating like an API. It pays like a way that your application can be able to access the database, can create that. So it's comes with backend, and it's very it's quite interesting
Interesting.
if you go to it.
Comparing maybe the two, I feel like maybe the backend engineer, well, the backend engineer really does a lot. But yeah, we shall see.
Okay.
Yeah, I think backend is the heart, or what should I say? Like, it's like the almost everything, like, to make a web or mobile stable. Like,
Yeah.
almost everything needs backend,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it is. Because like that's like it's like I'll compare it to a vehicle. Okay. So the front end of a vehicle is like the body, the lights, the seats, the steering wheel. You see, that's front end. But now back end is like the engine, suspensions, shock absorbers, gearbox. You see, now if you take like that,
Exactly.
if you take like all that and you put it in like a application, like you see like an application, let's say for example X, right? X, formerly Twitter. So the front end is like the interface, like the way you're clicking buttons, all that. And now the back end is like the requests, like authentication, you know the tweets are saved somewhere in a server, they get delivered somewhere, they go to like a repository somewhere there, where they are stored, and a snapshot is brought back. So it's like that. That's how it happens. And actually you come to appreciate like in anything software engineering, you come to appreciate like how these apps operate. Because when you go under the hood, you'll be like, wow, this thing has like so much work. There's so much work that goes into like creating such applications, because they're being used by billions upon billions of people, and there's no point in time where you find them crashing. So DevOps is there, backend engineering is there, which is their team. You can even go to even like 17,000 developers there managing
Yeah,
that singular app. Yeah, so it's not only one person. It's like a lot of people. Everyone
yeah,
has like their own part. Mm.
yeah. So, but it's creativity, right? Like, it won't be. It's just one person.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Nahima, I saw you dropped off, then you came back. Josephine, are
I'd
you
like,
there?
I'd like to tell them before they leave, you should
Yeah.
drop your contact so that we can easily connect after this maybe.
Like no, no, like I assume like Clinton, Naima. Okay, I don't know Josephine if she's in the same cohort, but I can also drop my contact there. Uh, make sure to reach out,
Yeah, I'll reach out.
and hata kama you have not saved it, my DMs are open. Twitter, X, Instagram.
okay, let me follow you on Twitter and Instagram. Okay, this one.
Uh, yeah, that's my number. can reach out to me on that number. I've put it on the private chat, or Clinton shared this. Or you can share your contacts on the private chat, then he can reconnect. We just save, just can just save them on my phone. Hold on a bit. But thank you for guys for coming through. I really appreciate. I think I'll be doing live streams regular.
Yeah, you should be
Yeah,
doing
I'll
that.
actually sell.
Like,
I'll actually sell your name to some of my friends. I keep telling my people I don't know why they didn't attend, but I've been following your journey and it's quite interesting, very
Uh,
encouraging.
I, I feel like it's very good to share knowledge. I feel it's very good to share knowledge because okay, very good to share and also like learn. Anything I've learned, any challenge, you can just come out and just share it. And I feel like I can, go ahead and just do that. Someone in the chat has said,
Do you
talk
have a
about.
blog in Hashnet?
No, no, no.
On Hashnet,
Unfortunately,
do you have a blog?
no. But I I use me. I try to write some articles on Medium, but I think like I can I can be writing like my technical pieces there because I have so much.
Someone
Yeah,
said you talk about new
kindly
functions.
do that. I will
Okay.
follow.
Because
Thank you.
one underrated skill I have is I'm a very good person in when it comes to technical writing. If you look at if you go check out my GitHub repositories and you click the ALX ones, you're going to see the tasks and a README file. You see that README file that you're told to create before like you start every single task. So what I
Yeah.
do is I code, not even code. It's written in Markdown, so it's readme.md. So when I write the readme, I write the task, I write the question, and also write the answer to like what I've done. Okay, I did not do all that I didn't write the answers explicitly on like the foundations task, but on the specialization tasks that I was doing, I was using it as a way I was using it like the way I would scribble on my book. So I made sure to utilize like technical writing skills. Like it's like a document. It's like documenting your code because when you when you go to a job, you're going to be given existing source code, and the source code is heavily documented. So the expectation is, as a software engineer, you're supposed to come in, try to keep up to speed with the documentation before you even look at the source code, because the document will guide you through the source code. It will tell you why this file is here. It will tell you why this algorithm is here. It will tell you anything you need to know about like the task that you're being given. It just gives you like a background information. So I decided to do that for every single task. So when I did that, anyone who wants to like read ahead can just go check out my repositories. Just go to the calendar and see which task is there. Then you can just go check out. Then you'll see that before you click on the source code, just check the README file. You'll see the tasks, the question there, and the guidance to the question. So you're going to see that, and it will enable you to like, if you want to read ahead.
What's your GitHub?
Yeah. Oh, my GitHub is Dennis Nderi 2254. We just put it on the. Okay, Jeremy, I think I logged in somewhere. Yeah, I did log in. Just share the link to it on the private chat. Just share the link to it on the private chat, but my GitHub is everywhere. If you click on like my YouTube, you're going to see like the links to my Twitter, Instagram. So I'll even and if you click on my GitHub account, you'll also see like all the details there, even my email. So my emails, my DMs are very open. So if you, and also my number, I'm Konayo. So if you like to reach out, happy. Yeah, I've seen Josephine join and rejoin.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on with Josephine. Josephine, are you there? Because I'm seeing you're joining and rejoining. You can unmute your mic. Josephine,
Hi.
you're joining and not join. You're joining, dropping off. What's going on?
Aha. Apologies. I think my phone has an issue. Actually, I am in cohort. No, this is I think my fourth month. I just began. No, third month. I just began the second sprint. I believe because we're counting 2 months from zero. Yes. So yeah, I'm enjoying the conversation and learning a lot. Thank you.
Oh, like in sprint 2 right now.
Yes, we just began with Python the other day.
Ah, okay. Because there's you're going to learn so much. Hey my god, there's so much you're going to check out. Why? And that's the time where they like be ready for you're going to switch between C and Python. I was telling Clinton, Omar, and Nahima they are like in court 19, so like they're in like month 1 or month 2. Yeah, month. Okay, we start counting from 0. So month 1, just telling them like how to go about it. Josephine, if you are when you're there, that means you're going to be you've gone through like the printf and simple shell, right, Josephine?
Right. The simple
Well,
shell, yes.
can you give like the guys in the panel what to expect in those
For
two
the
projects, because they're headed to like printf, but you can also give some insights on like both printf and simple shell.
okay. So the printf, you see the same way you normally write functions. Like for example, maybe can I remember? There's string copy. So you're told instead of using the function itself the way it's defined in C, you code it out. Yeah. So that's similar to printf. Now, what you're going to be doing in the printf project is you'll be able to write your own printf function, and then it has to work the same way as the printf that is there in C. I don't know whether I'm making sense, but in a nutshell, that's what is happens in printf. Printf was easier if I can compare it with the shell. It was a bit friendlier, so don't worry too much about printf. But also a disclaimer, please don't copy, because it will end your life it will really derail you in ALX. So just try do your own work. Imagine you won't be caught if you just do your own work. That's what I can tell. Maybe I can tell someone who is in lower uh, cohorts, or what I would like to have known, or rather been told, if I was back, or rather what I would tell my younger self. So yeah, that's it. Then shell was also not that bad, but it's a bit. If I was to compare the two, shell is a bit it's a bit tasking. So with shell, you take it a bit seriously, because it has a weight of 10, and there's no way you can be able to pass that month if you don't do the shell project. It's like mandatory, you have to do it. Yeah, that's what I can say. So shell, what you're coming up with is being able to actually mimic the shell. Like you'll have to code out your own shell project that will be able to behave similarly to the shell as we know it. I think that's what I can say. Thanks.
Oh, thank you, Josephine. I mean, that's just like let me just put Derek. Let me just say that's just like a rundown on like how it is right now. Because when we started, we didn't have like a Kimba there, so majority of the time there were so many exploits to like how to do things. But now ALX, software engineering, and I believe also other tracks, they've been able to like add on to like some security features. So it's encouraged that you do your own work. So I'm seeing Derek. Derek is here. Derek. Derek.
Hello? Hello.
Hello. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm fine. Anyone from code 15?
Josephine, you're in cohort.
I'm in code 17.
Okay.
Clinton, Nahima, and Omar are in cohort 19. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So no one in cohort 15 here.
Oh,
Oh yeah, but wait,
no problem.
has anyone in the panel like used Discord? Like I saw like they're changing the whole infrastructure for communication from Slack to Discord. Like have you guys like used Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have used it.
Yeah, because so personally when we started, I found it a bit challenging.
Discord is actually good compared to Slack. Yeah, Slack is, I don't know, Slack is jumbled up.
Yeah, for me, I've used Slack for the longest time. Even when it came to doing jobs, like majority of like the employers were using Slack, so it was quite easy to transition to it.
But even compared to maybe when I started, asking questions on Slack was quite hard compared to Discord because Discord someone can easily interact with you. But Slack, a lot was going on Slack. So I prefer Discord compared to Slack.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's I don't know. I don't know what the motive that they had in changing it. I'm not sure, but maybe they had their own reasons to change like the whole thing, the way it operated. But anyway, it is what it is. They're at liberty to operate like that the way they want. But anyway, we're at Mikasana, but the conversation, I feel like I can be doing this thing regular so that I can just create like a space for guys to just come in and join, because I feel like information is power, and when you share information on topics that you have people have already seen, it can be quite easy for people to like not run to or even commit mistakes along the way. So yeah, I'm very happy for you guys turning up to the show. I'll try to make it a bit regular. If I can try at least once a week, I'll just be popping up and just checking up on you guys. And if I have like any solution or any guidance towards like ALX tasks, I'll be happy to help. No, not only on the live show, because I just want this one to be like a place where you just talk, but if it's very technical, we can just go to Google Meet and you just do that. So yeah, I'm very happy. I've seen some guys on the waiting room. Sagwe.
Yes, Dave.
Yes.
Thank you for letting me in. I just thought I should check out the. I've been following your journey, and it's been quite inspiring. And I'm looking forward to seeing you doing more of this.
Yeah. Yes. I'll just work on a system in how I'm going to be able to, like, be consistent a bit. And this is just a safe space. So guys, we just come here and just, speak our minds. If you've seen anything, we just, just highlight it. And if it gets too serious, and if it's like a coding, issue, we'll just go to Google Meet and we can figure it out. So yeah, that's how it goes. Let me just drop off Omar and add Omar. I've dropped you off a bit, but let me add Yirir. I hope I have not butchered your name. Yirir.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not butchered your name.
It's okay.
Oh wait. There's an echo coming on your side. Have you closed on YouTube?
Oh, let me check. Sorry for that.
Okay. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy you guys joined the show. Thank you, Clinton. I've shared my number on the private chat, so please be sure check out my number. You can save it, and also my link to my social media is on my YouTube channel. If you check like the about page, you'll see like my Twitter, my Instagram, my GitHub. You can still reach me there, and also my GitHub has like all my contacts, even my email address and LinkedIn. So email and DMs, whichever, and number. So if anything, you can reach out and we can have a chat on the side. But yeah, all thank you for turning up. I'm pretty sure we are almost hitting the 2 hour mark, and I'm very happy. Yirir, are you there?
I'm around.
Yes. You're on which cohort?
No comment for now.
Cohort. Like
I'm saying for now, no comment. No comment.
okay. Alright. It's okay. I'm closing up the show, and I'll just like just closing remarks. I will start with I'll start with Clinton. He's on the top screen. So
Yeah,
Clinton.
thanks, Vincent. Anyway, it has been really interesting. I think I've been watching you on YouTube, so having a one-on-one has been quite enlightening and maybe a closer way to interact with someone you usually watch and see maybe where he is at as per now. So yeah, can do it often.
I promise that
Whenever
I'll
time
just
allows. Whenever time
yeah.
allows. Yeah.
Yeah, I will always be popping by a bit, and we just chop it up a bit. There, Josephine.
My thank you for this session. I like talking or rather interacting with people who are in higher cohorts or even completed like you have ALX, because it gives me hope that one day I can actually be able to do it and be able to complete ALX. Yes, those are my remarks. So thanks.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Derek. Derek. Okay, so
Okay.
Derek.
I came a bit late, but when you do this, it encourages us, those who are in other codes, lower codes than you, and I'm grateful. Hope you will do more of this daily. Yeah.
Okay. I promise. I made sure I'll promise to do that, and I'll just keep the conversation. This is a safe space, so we'll just be having this, and we just communicate. Yeah. Thank you, Sagwe.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm also thankful for the opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to your next videos, especially on the projects, the major projects that is I've already done with the printf and the simple shell. Now it's I'm heading, I think, into the. I'm told there's a new project called ahead in a few maybe weeks called Lifo FIFO, something of the sort, or Monty. I'm not so sure about the name, but I'm really looking forward, especially to videos about those kind of projects, the OIT projects.
I was actually at the time I was doing them. I didn't make videos on them, but hopefully, given like the my, I'll just check on like my schedule if I'll be able to come up with like some video ideas and just explain them away. I will most definitely do that, and also I'll just go back even like go to the printf project, simple shell, man, because there's so much to unpack, especially on those ones. Then even the other ones that get progressively difficult. So you guys, you will give me all the motivation I need, because if it's something that you are doing, I'll just plug in there because I've already done it before. So I'll just go in and there just do my thing. So yeah. I promised to do that. I didn't make the videos when I was doing them, but right now I can able to like do something because like my schedule has changed. So yeah.
That's all from me.
Thank you, Sagwe. Irir, we're closing the show. Just closing. Just in closing, do you have anything to say before we close up?
I would say just keep up the good work. That's all for now. I'm here to watch the rest later.
All right. Okay, let me just put on Nahima. Nahima, we're closing the show.
Can I
We've
ask
just
a
gone.
question?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So about you have completed the ALX. The graduation will it happen in the hubs or it will be just online?
I think it's just going to be online. I think it's going to be like a Zoom. I think it's just going to be like a Zoom live stream through YouTube. That's what they did in cohort 8 and 7. So I don't know what they have planned, but they're just going to do like a YouTube or a Zoom meet that just shows that we have graduated. Then they just mint our certificates and send them through email.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah,
Thank
so
you.
I will post my certificate on social media when I get it. So
Yeah. It's a
hey,
proud moment.
it is
That's
indeed.
rewarding. You feel
Oh my god, it's going into the finish line. I feel like Eliud Kipchoge. I feel like Eliud Kipchoge when I just hit that finish line because I finished the project. So for the if I can just give you like a rundown from month 0 to month, it's 9 months in ALX. So month 1 to month 8 it's strictly coding. Then the last month in foundation, you'll do your final project, right? When you do your final project, you present it to a technical mentor, which they grade you, they assess you, and when you have done it in a good way and you have done it as per their standards, they move you to the specialization track. Now, in this when you finish, like when you do the specialization one, you're given 2 months to do like coursework. Then in the final month is doing the project, which you have to present. So what happened last week was we were in like the whole of September, I was just working on the project. And in the October, like 6th, that was last week on Friday, that's when I presented it to a technical excuse me, to a technical mentor, presented it, booked, scheduled a meet, presented it, and they graded it. So it's been a rigorous journey, but anyway, if I can do it, anyone in the panel can do it, and that's the energy that we need from start to finish. That's all I can say. That's all I can say right now. I'm very happy you guys joined, and yeah, I'll produce more of these type of videos, live streams, and I'll just keep the line open. So if it's a safe space, so we'll just talk about emerging things, and just like I said, if things just get too technical, can just branch out. Do Google Meet, just do it. We brainstorm it. If it's whiteboarding, we whiteboard, and you just do it slowly. So yeah, so dropping you guys off. So happy you guys joined in, and with that, I'm very happy. And right now it's just the start of good things, because you guys have given me the motivation to create content like this. So man, it's been a journey from month 0 to month 12. Sometimes I felt like giving up or slowing down, but I just had like self-belief and faith in myself, and I just made sure to just just keep just keep like the work ethic that I had from start to finish, and be consistent and resilient and driven. And being driven was one thing that made me become the person that I am today. And without that, I don't think, and without like having people around me, I don't think it will have been enabled me to be able to like finish. Because if I didn't have like a good support system around me, especially when it came to like guys in the similar cohort and guys who I align myself with, who are we just have the same like mindset, it would have been difficult for me to finish. Because the way they have designed this program, you just have to like learn how to work in teams, and also try to like leverage other people's knowledge, which I did. And I learned a lot from myself and from other people, and also people learned from how I did things. So it was a win-win situation. So with that, I just want to close out. But before, man, please be sure subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, because I'm just going to be coming up with such content. And I'm out. Peace.